isn't it possible that the Prophet did send him? How could you turn him away? Maybe Rasulullah did send him. So he thinks to himself that maybe the Prophet did send him. So he sends someone, go call him back. He tells Khoei, but wait here, I'm going to go talk to the Prophet directly. He goes and he meets with the Prophet. And believe me, we have a lot of Ziyad ibn Lubayt in our community, right? We have a lot of Ziyad ibn Lubayt in our community. Ya Rasulullah, did you really send Khoei to ask for my daughter's hand? He doesn't have money, he's not a prominent person. Rasulullah says, yes. Because he's mu'min. Because he's mu'min. Ya Rasulullah, but he doesn't have money. We make a big deal. He doesn't have money. Rasulullah gives him a very simple solution. Rasulullah says, you have money, give him. See how beautiful Islam is? So simple. He doesn't have money, you have a lot of money, you have properties, they're empty, give him. Problem solved. Khoei is mu'min. Don't you want someone who's going to treat your daughter well, who's going to respect her, honor her? And by the way, brothers and sisters, wealth, don't just give your daughters to someone who has money. Oh, today they might have money, but tomorrow, what if they get sick and they spend all of their money on treatment? Today, you might be rich, tomorrow you might have nothing. And vice versa. وَتِلْكَ الْأَيَّامُ نُدَاوِلُهَا بَيْنَ النَّاسِ. This is in Allah's hands. So the Prophet says, it's up to you. But if you want your daughter to be married to a mu'min, this man is a mu'min. So he goes to his daughter and says, the Prophet is recommending him. She says, if Rasulullah is recommending him, I accept him. Ziyad, he gives them a home, they have the wedding, they furnish the house, everything, the wedding ceremony takes place. Ziyad now goes home with his bride. He walks in, he sees he has a beautiful wife, he has a home, furniture, he has clothes. It's the wedding night. He goes in one of the corners and he prays all night. First day, second day, third day. He doesn't even go approach his wife. And then the girl, she goes to her mother and says, he hasn't even come near me for 3 days. The mother then tells the father, Ziyad ibn Lubayt, who wasn't happy about the marriage to begin with, he goes very angrily to the Prophet, Ya Rasulullah, what kind of guy is this? He had nothing, I gave him money, we supported him, and he is not even approaching my daughter. Rasulullah says, let me talk to Khoei. The Prophet summons him. He says, oh Khoei, are you happy with your life? You've been married for a few days. Are you happy? Is there a problem? News has reached me that you haven't even consummated the marriage. He says, Ya Rasulullah, on that night when I walked into my home, I looked around, I looked at my wife, I looked at my home, the furniture, the food, and I became choked up with tears. Ya Rasulullah, I had nothing. I was a homeless man sleeping in the masjid, didn't even have food to eat. Look how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showered me with His blessings. I was embarrassed to enjoy His ni'mah without thanking Him properly. You see how Rasulullah facilitated the marriage of people who are on different sides of the social spectrum. But what brings them together is what? Iman. And this is why the Prophet, what does he say? إِذَا جَاءَكُم مَّن تَرْضَوْنَ دِينَهُ وَخُلُقَهُ. If someone comes to you, if a suitor comes to you, and their religion and their manners are pleasing to you, فَزَوِّجُوهُ. Give them in marriage. If you don't, if you're going to be a stickler about he has to be a PhD from Ivy League school, 100,000 in his bank account from my village, if you want to talk this language, what does the Prophet say? إِلَّا تَفْعَلُوا. If you don't make deen and akhlaq the standard, if you make everything else the standard and the primary requirements, تَكُنْ فِتْنَةٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ. There will be a lot of fitna وَفَسَادٌ كَبِيرٌ. There will be a lot of fasad. I'm not saying this. Rasulullah says if we don't get our act together, if we don't make marriage easier, Rasulullah says expect fasad. Expect your daughter to go marry a non-Muslim. Expect your son to go marry a non-Muslim. Expect them to have kids, and Islam, there's no more Muslims in their progeny. Why? Because you had to have a doctor. You had to have your daughter marry someone from your neighborhood. Rasulullah says, don't do that. تَكُنْ فِتْنَةٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَفَسَادٌ كَبِيرٌ. I think my time is up. I think we'll have Q&A. Yeah, we have Q&A. I had a lot more to cover.